You probably know that old saying about getting lost in a simple glass of water. And unfortunately, that is the strange and unsettling reality that you often find yourselves living in. You might find that you are completely lost and disoriented, even when you are standing in places that should feel extremely familiar and comfortable to you. You're lost inside your own mind. Have you ever realized many times in your life that there are specific moments when you are deeply saddened, completely overwhelmed, or even utterly desperate, feeling profoundly discouraged and emotionally drained because of some complicated personal issue or a frustrating everyday problem, and you finally decide to reach out and find a trusted person to talk to about everything you are going through? And you clearly lay out the problem, you thoroughly explain the situation you're going through, and then that person suddenly turns to you and asks, "But have you ever thought about doing this instead? Maybe that'll solve it." When that happens, what does it mean? It means that many times you can. You can gain, attract, or receive the helpful solution and desired outcome through your connection with someone else. But it also means that your deep sadness, your overwhelming anguish, and your heavy despair were keeping you from being able, entirely on your own, to see what was truly possible, and what also existed as a beautiful possibility just waiting to be lived in your life. This means you were completely lost and confused. You simply didn't know what to do because you were stuck entirely inside your own mind. The mind, it's not you. You are not the mind. That incredibly famous philosophical phrase that famously states, "I think, therefore I am." It's not quite like that. It's more like you feel, therefore you exist. Since our emotions can often be quite abstract, they might sometimes emerge entirely independent and separate from our actual thoughts. And you might be thinking one thing while your feelings are saying something else. It's something else entirely. So you feel it. Life, you feel all your issues, and you deeply, truly feel yourself. And this is truly the most productive part of the process. This is the specific part where you begin to plant seeds for the future. This is the part where you finally harvest real, tangible fruits of your labor. Thoughts, many times, are simply illusions that you create for yourselves. This happens because you are trapped inside this mind that constantly says what happened in the past will surely happen again. Or it says there's no other way, that things can only happen one way. Or perhaps your mind looks at various other people or different life situations that you personally have actually never experienced, but that your parents have experienced, that other friends have gone through, and you take that situation as a truth that will happen to you. Your mind is a fundamental component of your consciousness. It is the specific part that serves to bridge your connection with human experiences. It is not inherently negative, it just needs to be completely reprogrammed. The mind, it's your incredible ability to execute, your critical ability to analyze, and there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that. There's no problem at all. However, you simply can't let your mind, being purely logical and analytical, dictate the course of your entire life without your feelings, without your perception, without your intuition, and certainly not without your heart. That is exactly why constantly analyzing every aspect of your daily life only through the lens of your mind makes you feel so completely overwhelmed and desperate. You end up unmotivated, stuck in a cycle of not knowing what to do, because often it is just there, like a heavy weight or mental static that you cannot seem to escape. It's like a file, and that file isn't necessarily going to be useful for you. That specific file simply won't work for every single situation you encounter. Sometimes you really need to take a deep dive into something completely new and different, and sometimes you just need to let go of what you already know so you can experience extraordinary things. And when you finally allow your conscious mind to simply carry out exactly what you feel, what you see, and what you project with your deepest inner feelings, that is the precise moment when your mind is truly being reprogrammed. It is being fundamentally reprogrammed to take on a much more specific and powerful role in your life, which is the role of execution. Your mind is simply not able to design and architect the course of your entire life. Your mind cannot perceive subtle energetic frequencies and then deliberately select entirely new possibilities. That is simply not what the human mind was ever intended for. The individual who makes the choice, based specifically on the frequencies, the one who opens up entirely new doors and opportunities in your life. It's your feelings. It's what you feel about things, about yourself. It's your intuitions. You know which path to take, but you don't know why. You're going that way. That's precisely when you're trying out something completely different in your life. So, once again, we're going to remind you, you are not your mind. So you really should not ever let it completely and totally run your entire life. Every single time you find yourself agreeing with your mind, you are essentially handing over all of the authority and power to make every single decision for you. When it comes to you and tells you that there is absolutely only one single possible way for you to do this, you are completely handing over every bit of your personal control and giving the power to decide for you. When it comes and says, this can only be this way, this person will never change, this situation has no other solution, all these narrow-minded and linear statements that only try to construct invisible walls and barriers between you and the exciting new possibilities ahead of you simply cannot be permitted to dictate the way you choose to live your life every single day. Not the way you want to live, because you want something new. Your nature is expansion, transformation, creativity. Living the same things over and over. Always expecting the same things. Always predicting the same things. It really makes you feel completely exhausted and tired of life. A lot of times you feel tired and you don't even know why. You're feeling down and you don't know what's causing it. That's because you're not letting anything new in. And living the same things over and over gives you the feeling that life has no meaning. So, every single time your mind tells you there's a limit and tells you that this linear way is the only way there is, you're essentially agreeing with it, just saying yes to that limitation. There's no other way. Yes, that person is never going to change. Yes, I'm never going to be able to do this. Yes, if this doesn't happen, my life is over. If that person leaves me, my life is over. If I lose everything, my life is over. If you find yourself constantly agreeing with your own mind and accepting all the restrictive limits it sets for you, then not only are you stuck with a mind that is running on a completely outdated program, but you are also actively feeding that system every single day, which essentially forces it to stay exactly that way forever. So, if you want to reprogram your mind, you have to question it. You have to make sure it understands that, yes, there is a different path forward, Even if it doesn't know what it is, it doesn't know yet either, but it exists. And that's an undeniable truth, because the universe operates through a vast range of infinite possibilities. If this person leaves me, well, it'll be hard, but I know there's a way for me to keep going. If I were to lose my job tomorrow, I know deep down that there's another opportunity waiting for me. If this problem really does happen in my life, well, I'll be facing a significant moment where I'll make entirely new choices, attracting fresh possibilities, because I truly live within a world of infinite possibilities. I live in a universe that is incredibly rich, abundant, overflowing with many things I know, but there are so many mysteries and wonders I don't know yet. It is precisely at this specific frequency that you can begin to reprogram your subconscious mind to live your daily life without any limitations. You must give your inner self the absolute right and the necessary space to govern every action for you. Only you have the power to bring something truly new and transformative into your life. Only you can manifest what currently seems completely impossible and far beyond your wildest dreams. Only you can open your life so that new people, new opportunities, and new possibilities for everything can finally start to happen. So don't get lost inside this glass of water, which is the mind. Allow yourself to make plenty of room for your feelings. Try to remain patient and kind with this reprogramming process. It will inevitably present you with the old systems. But be patient, stay alert, open your eyes and see. At every moment. And take back your power to decide. Take back your internal power to create the life you truly want. Question your mind. And tell yourself, as many times as necessary, that you are a creative being who lives within the universe of infinite possibilities. So everything is possible for you. Everything is already ready for you. We can start with